All right, make one of my favorite healthy, high-protein snacks with me. All you're gonna need is oat flour, coconut flour, some sugar substitute, this is what I'm using, maple sugar, vanilla creme, some salt, and milk of your choice. I'm using oat milk, unsweetened vanilla, and then some mini chocolate chips. Let's get into it. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take, oh wait, I almost forgot the most important thing. And of course, for it to be high protein, I'm going to be using protein powder. This is my favorite brand, the Coast brand, and I'm using the plant protein vanilla. And all you're going to do is you're going to take a cup of protein powder. It's okay if it's a little bit of a heaping because with this recipe, you're going to have to gradually add a little bits of protein powder at the end to thicken it up to get it to a dough consistency. So leave out your protein powder for later. And then you're going to take 2 tablespoons of each the oat flour and the coconut flour. So that was just the oat flour. I'm going to do the coconut flour off camera so I don't run out of time. Okie dokie. Now you're going to take about 3, sometimes I do 4 heaping tablespoons of your sugar, like substitute. So I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, now you're going to take your maple sugar and you're going to take a heaping tablespoon of this because I love this stuff. I'm quite literally obsessed. So yeah. So you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna add your last dry ingredient, and you're just gonna take about like a pinch of sugar. And by the way, whenever I read recipes and I saw a pinch of sugar, I literally took my fingers and pinched out a bit of salt. But then my mom told me that a pinch is more like this much. That's a lot more than my pinches. So do this much. So a heaping pinch, I guess. And then I'm just going to mix up all the dry ingredients and I'll be back once I'm done with that. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned this, but I'm making right now high protein cookie dough. I don't think I ever said that at the beginning of the video. Okay, that's all done. So we got all our dry ingredients in there. Now, I'm going to take the vanilla creme, and you just need about 3 drops of this. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to take a cup of milk, and so just do that. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to mix that in, and then I'm going to show you the consistency at first, so then you know that it's normal for it to not be like a dough, a thick dough. Okay, so let me just show you what this looks like. Yeah, let me actually flip the camera. So as you can see, this looks more like a paste. Well, not a paste. That sounds really gross, but it's not thick enough. So that's completely normal. That's how it's supposed to be. Then just take your scoop that comes with your protein powder and just gradually add more protein powder. If you're trying out a new protein powder, then definitely be slow with how much you're adding because then it can thicken up really quick. And when you're thickening up your cookie dough, never add more flour. Always add more protein powder because then it's just going to taste like flour if you just keep on adding more of the oat or coconut flour, and it's not going to be the right consistency. So, and we want more protein anyway, so keep on adding that protein powder. So right now, it's still not thick enough. And really, it's all to personal preference. And then, of course, we're going to store this into the fridge. So it will harden up a little bit in the fridge. But for the most part, you want it to the consistency that you're wanting. So I'm going to keep on adding this protein powder until I get to the consistency that I like. Okay, as you can see, this is much thicker, and you can touch it, and then if it's not sticking to your finger, that's perfect. So once I get it to this point, I kind of taste it just to make sure I don't need to add any more sugar or any more of the vanilla or something like that. Or like salt. I'm going to add a tiny bit more of maple sugar. You just kind of sprinkle it on over here. And then mix that in. And then I'll taste it again and see. Oh yeah, it's perfect. Now, my personal favorite part, the chocolate. So for the chocolate, I like never measure chocolate. I always just measure with my heart, okay? So just kind of pour it in until it feels right. Sadly, with cookie dough, there is a such thing as too much chocolate. It's kind of when you mix it, it just like keeps on falling out of the cookie dough. That's when you know you've added way too much chocolate. But just kind of mix that in until you like it. And yeah, so I'm going to mix that up and keep on adding chocolate until I think it looks right. But of course, you got to eat some of the chocolate in the process or else you're not doing it right. So, alright. That looks pretty good. It could use a little bit more chocolate. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. I kind of just spread it around at the bottom and like so I can see if there is like enough chocolate and it's kind of like consistent throughout all the dough instead of it like just all being in one spot. Okay. So I personally think that that looks amazing. Look at that. Oh. Just so you know, there is a little warning to this recipe. It is addictive. So, be careful because you can have too much of a good thing. Alright, so now I'm just taking the jar that we had, our other batch of cookie dough. I'm just going to eat the rest of the old batch because obviously. And we'll just store it in here. I found that this amount fits perfectly in these, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, these gelato containers. And just scoop it in. So I'm going to get this all packaged. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. All full of cookie dough. So now I'm just going to pop this in the fridge. And then once it's cold, it'll be all set and it'll taste so good. I swear this tastes like real cookie dough. And it's full of high protein. And it's pretty good calorically also. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.